Welcome back to Nonsense Password. This is a very special episode. It being the second iteration of Major Cult Shenanigans, the second Church of Nonsense. I really like posting these shows. For those who couldn't make it to the live presentation, the live ceremony, the live performance, but if you ever want to, just get the Podbean app. You can check out live casts like this one. In this particular second Church of Nonsense, we hold a ceremony for a dear friend. As he moved on in his creative process, one of his characters had done what it needed to do. And so the puppet, instead of being put on the shelf, was given a new hand. I hope you enjoy this presentation of the Second Church of Nonsense. A funeral for Mr. Goodman. In the beginning, there was nonsense. Then there was more nonsense. Still more nonsense. Nonsense all the time. Nonsense 24/7, 365 for millennia upon millennia. Then someone claimed there had been discovered a parallel universe where time and physics moved in reverse. But that, of course, was also nonsense. We in the Church of Nonsense believe in asking questions, in exploring, in finding our way, in discovering the secrets which may lead to happiness, which is all that matters. But still, the more we discover, the more we must conclude everything we say, do, all we've loved, all we think, all we feel, all we've experienced, in the end, it's all nonsense. This is the Church of Nonsense, where we deal with the situation the best we can, by embracing the absurdity. And we can be silly and goofy and get up to shenanigans, but we try to not be fools. So we recognize that at some point and in some way, the energy of our universe condensed into our bodies, into where our consciousness were delivered, and someday, after we're done with whatever it is we do here, in some way we must dissipate, in a process also known as the end of nonsense. And then what happens afterwise? I guess that's another secret we'll find out. Today, in the second gathering of the Church of Nonsense, we are humbled to take part in honoring such an event, the end of a life, of an identity, a dissipation, and the transference of a body to its next phase. An important member of the Church of Nonsense and co-producer of the Nonsense Password Lounge, where the password is always nonsense, Ryan of Ryan's Crazy Puppets and Ryan's Crazy Puppets YT on YouTube, is a young and a true hog, and a god in his own right, a very active creative genius with an ever-expanding puppet show, growing, like the universe, larger each moment. Some even say that I am one of his puppets. Maybe we all are. Who's to say? I guess we'll find out. Ryan has had a good run with his puppets, with the likes of Bon Bon the cat, Piranha Plant, who is misunderstood because of the way she looks and sounds, Skells the snake, Gary the dinosaur, Matchy the gossipy match, Jesus, among others. The list is growing and growing. And poor old Mr. Goodman. A crooked mayor, but who cared enough about the others to throw great parties. Ryan, please call in. We are being joined now by Ryan of Ryan's Crazy Puppets. How you doing today, sir?
Good.
I thought we'd start out here by, talking a little bit about Mr. Goodman. What can you tell us about Mr. Goodman?
I don't know. He was speechless. He had a really good just ways of telling everyone stuff. And he would always just give people welcoming parties, always new puppets. I still remember the day where I got him. It was super cool, and he was super cool.
Yes, and you got him and you created him to fit into your group, right? And you've had a story that you've told that's on Podbean Live and on YouTube. And you sent me some clips regarding Mr. Goodman. And I'm going to play some of these clips and you tell me what's going on, okay?
Okay.
Here's the first one. This is from Ryan's Puppet Show.
Somebody said chicken? Of course somebody said chicken. That is the living room remote. It would be cool if I turned into a robot, but that would never happen.
So that's a highlight clip of Mr. Goodman. Can you tell me what's going on there?
Yeah, so those are just some of the cool moments in the Puppet Podcast where where he said that was the living room remote. It was an episode where all the puppets were fighting except for Mr. Goodman and Jesus of a remote, and then he was actually watching TV and they were fighting over the wrong room's remote.
Okay. Here's the next
In
clip.
one episode, yeah. Do the next clip.
I'll do the next clip here.
Roar! 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 I have no idea what he says. He could be cussing me out for all I know.
Do you want to tell us about that clip?
Yeah, that was Piranha Plant's welcome ceremony where Piranha Plant came into the show. We were all like not understanding him, and Mr. Goodman tried talking to him, which didn't really work out, and it led to that clip.
Piranha Plant is one of my favorite characters of your show because he looks mean and he growls all the time, but he's really nice. He's actually really nice. He's just a guy who's constantly not perceived correctly. And I really enjoyed that, how you added that to your highlight clips, that Mr. Goodman was being very practical about it, where he's like, I don't know what he's saying. He could be cussing me out, but maybe he's not.
Yeah, he's just misunderstood.
Very cool. So here's the next clip.
Oh, who's a cute little turtle?
Stop touching me or I will call the police.
What's going on there?
That was when Paco was introduced. A little bit
Paco
after
the
he was
turtle.
introduced because he was kind of he was kind of hidden before he got to know everyone and became a celebrity like everybody knows. And yeah, Ty loves Paco. Yeah, Ty's Paco's #1 fan. He loves Paco. And he was like that was before we had any like real small puppets because Paco was the smallest puppet, and so like he thought he was just a little turtle pet, and he was like petting him like, oh, he was a cute little turtle. And that was the first time Paco speaked, actually, just telling Mr. Goodman, stop touching me or I will call the police.
Mr. Goodman always trying to make order out of chaos. Here's the next clip.
And look at Mr. Goodman. It looks like he's been shot 7 times in the chest. Somebody help me. I've been shot 7 times in the chest. Did you set the timer? Yes. It should go off in about 3, 2... Finally, I'm done recording.
What's going on there?
Well, in the one where they exploded,
yes,
it was an episode kind of recently where like we were all so annoyed by Machi, we tried to get rid of her, and that was when they finally got rid of her. They set a bomb, and yeah, they didn't kill her though. We don't need a funeral for Machi.
Okay. We don't need a funeral for Machi. Okay, and here's the last clip you sent me.
Help me! Don't worry, I'll save you! Oh, Jesus. Me and you are the only two humans here. Well...
What's going on there?
Well, that was in the one where Bon Bon was saying "Help me," Skills was tied around her neck, and that was when Skills was introduced. He was introduced kind of like a bad guy, but then he grew to be part of the group. So he was like kind of trying to kill Bon Bon, and Mr. Goodman tried to save her.
Mr. Goodman tried to save her. Very cool. Okay, and you have a statement that you want to read for Mr. Goodman's funeral?
Yeah, but first I think we should introduce Ty if he hasn't left yet. Because
I thought you were gonna. I thought you had that statement that you were gonna read that his is like his biography.
Yeah, but Ty is he has to leave very soon, so he might need to leave now.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the next phase, and then we'll go back and we'll have you read your statement because Ty's in a hurry. Would you like to tell people what exactly the plan is with Mr. Goodman?
Yeah, so me and Ty have been talking, and we decided to give Mr. Goodman his body away to be a new puppet, and we decided to name him Mr. Brown, and he is a grumpy old man who is kind of like one of those "get off my lawn" people.
Yes, Ryan has decided, as the creator of Mr. Goodman's personality, that now that he is no longer no longer living in Ryan's world for him, that they are to find him a new hand, and that new hand belongs to Ty. Ty, would you like to call in?
I don't know if he's left yet or not.
He's still here. I see him. Ty, call in, please. Oh, just tap he says it won't let him. Just tap the chair, man.
Just tap the second call-in button. Oh, you need headphones to do it, by the way. You need headphones to call in. Or earbuds, or whatever you have.
Wait a moment while we sort out the technical difficulties here. We're doing this Second Church of Nonsense slightly out of order because of time restrictions on Ty, who is the new hand that Mr. Goodman will be delivered to. And I'd love to talk to Ty. So give us just a moment here. I'll play a little funeral tune that Ryan sent me while we're waiting, dedicated to Mr. Goodman. This song is somber, but it doesn't really need to be. There's a new opportunity for the puppet that was Mr. Goodman to have a new identity. And that's what we're giving him here. No, Big Rick, not John Goodman. It's Mr. Goodman. Nobody panic. We're not talking about John Goodman. We're talking about Ryan's puppet, Mr. Goodman. We're waiting for Ty to call in. Ty, please call in as soon as you have a chance. I'm going to make one little change to my...
I'll go ahead and read the statement if he doesn't call in soon.
Oh, Ty's saying he has to go now. Okay, Ty, it is what it is. If you can somehow make it back, please do. The new hand is named Ty. And actually, Ryan, you can illuminate what's going on. But for the transfer, I should play our song. Our cry. And that is Buku Yama Yamaha. Buku Yama Yamaha. Buku Yama Yamaha. Ryan, do you want to read your statement?
Yep.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Oh, actually, here comes Ty. Ty is calling in.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Ty. Welcome
Hello.
to the Nonsense Password Lounge.
Hello. My name is Mr. Brown.
Thanks for calling in. We this is Ty, who is actually the puppet master of
Hello,
who was
everyone.
once Mr. Goodman, who is now Mr. Brown. Can you tell us about Mr. Brown?
Yes, so, I'm a very, very grumpy old man, and I hate, absolutely hate, when people go on their bikes in my yard, and especially when I just picked up every one of the sticks, and then they just dragged it all back in there, and I get very, very upset.
Are you a lonely man, Mr. Brown?
Yes, very, very lonely. But anyways, Mr. Brown has to leave, so I will tune in with you all next time.
Thank you so much for calling in, Mr. Brown. And
All right, thank you. Goodbye.
So that's really interesting. Mr. Goodman was originally a very social person who was sort of in charge of this group of people. And then now, Mr. Goodman's body has found a new hand. And on that hand, he's now Mr. Brown, a grumpy man who lives alone. New beginnings. Ryan, would you like to read your statement, buddy?
Sure. Everyone, please listen. We gather here today for Mr. Goodman. Nobody knew his first name, but we all know he was a really great person and friend. He was a great puppet, but has died one too many times. He was killed by a person biting off his foot and losing all his stuffing, but he was avenged by his friend Scales. But he did transport his soul to a robot as Mecha Goodman, and he lived a good few weeks as Mecha Goodman. But eventually, the main villain, we don't know his name yet, of my podcast, eventually blew him up. In another time, in a special Halloween episode of a puppet murder mystery, he was one of the first people that got killed on there. So he has died at least 3 times. Poor guy. And Mr. Goodman died for his final time after saying goodbye to his good friend Gary. And we just all know he was a good friend and the most important puppet, aside from Jesus. He would always welcome new puppets and throw parties for special events. All the puppets loved him, and we all loved him. The puppets will avenge him, trying to catch the person that killed him in my podcast. He is still on the run, but we will catch him. We will need to move on from this so we can avenge him. We will all remember Mr. Goodman as the best friend, and thank you all for coming. You can all call in for some special words, but make sure to let other people in if there's no more space.
Thank you. Ryan is the creator and so ultimately the destroyer of the puppet known as Mr. Goodman. And with that, he's also naturally the caretaker. And he moved him to a new hand. We've had this ceremony for him. And it's Ryan's wish that anybody who would like to call in and reflect on Mr. Goodman or this particular ceremony, to please go ahead and do it. He loves the cult. He loves hearing from the cult. Buku-yama yamaha. Buku-yama yamaha. Buku-yama yamaha. We got the first caller here, Danger Hog. Hello, Danger Hog. Welcome to the Second Church of Nonsense.
Welcome. It was great. It's all a simulation. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. What do you... That was Danger Hog's take. Interesting take. Thank you, buddy. And I think that is true.
Did somebody say chicken?
Did somebody say chicken? I'm not allowed to say that. If anybody else would like to call in, give their thoughts about the ceremony of Mr. Goodman, we'd love to hear from you. Milk 2020 is calling. Hello, Milk Dog.
2020. No, I just loved it. I'm in tears almost.
Oh, really?
That was fantastic.
Any
good
thoughts
job,
about it?
Ryan. Ryan did a good job.
Yeah, Ryan's killing it.
Mm. Okay, that's me. Bye.
Okay, Milk Dog. Thanks for calling in, buddy. We have Eric Kirk calling in. Eric, how you doing, buddy?
Buku Yama Hog.
Buku Yama Hog.
Lovely service, of course, and hopefully the newest creation, Brooke, will also be recording this memory in her novel.
For those who don't know, Ryan has created a puppet named Brooke, which is a book modeled after Eric.
Yeah.
Everything.
Like an encyclopedia of information or a Wikipedia of sorts. And her best friend Wormy, the bookworm, of course, who loves to read and write. Yep. But Mr. Goodman his spirit will forever live on, even though not physically, but he's resurrected as Mr. Brown, of course. But and once again, Buku Yama Hog.
Buku Yama
check
Hog.
with y'all later.
Thank you for calling in, Eric. Anything you want to say, Ryan?
Well, I have one thing to say.
What's that?
With death comes life, as I got 5 new puppets on Friday.
The universe is expanding. Very cool, buddy. Anybody else like to call in?
Those puppets?
Wait a second. I don't think we're ready for that yet. But would anybody else like to call in? I can't find my apparatus during the audio platform. Some other people told me they're definitely going to call. I'm waiting on that. And then we'll meet your new puppets. We're interested in your new puppets. Ryan's birthday was Friday, and he got 5 new puppets. Thank you for the flowers, Slightly Serious. Thanks for sharing the show, Mel. Well, we haven't received any calls, so let's go ahead and meet those puppets, Ryan.
Okay, that sounds good. First is the puppet I didn't even know I got, but he is my new favorite puppet.
Who's he?
He is a dragon, and his name is Spike.
Nice. What's Spike like?
Well, Spike, he kind of has that voice of the teenager. His voice cracks a lot, and he just sounds like one of those people, one of those teenagers. Yes, he is the only puppet that can fly because he has wings. He's a dragon, but he's afraid of heights. And that's kind of his thing. He's afraid of everything.
He's a dragon who's afraid of heights.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's afraid of everything. He gets scared so easily.
I enjoy the personal conflicts you put inside all of your puppets. It's very interesting. You do amazing characterization.
Yes. Next puppet is a teddy bear named Ted. He has the deepest voice of all my puppets. Even though he looks like he would have the highest, because he's a teddy bear. He's always angry all the time, and that's mostly his thing. He's really angry.
Which is interesting, but because people generally think of teddy bears as being cuddly and nice.
Yeah, but this guy's kind of like Mr. Mr. Brown, but kind of like, not like an old man angry, like get off my lawn, but more like doesn't want to join in everything, just wants to sit in the corner, you know, kind of like an angry teenager.
Very
Next
nice.
puppet I actually haven't got, but I'm going to get. It's a shark puppet. I don't know what to call him, maybe Sharky or something like that. But he is a British folk. I haven't really got him a personality yet. He just seems to be like the neutral one of the puppets. Kind of like Gary, who's kind of neutral, but still really cool. But he's just kind of like a nice guy, you know, one of those nice little folks.
Very nice.
Simple is his thing. And the
And
last
still working on
puppet
the characterization. Yes.
is the one based off of you, who is a dog puppet called Nancy. He is the oldest puppet. Technically,
Oh.
he's 15 years old,
Oh.
but that's old for a dog.
An old dog named after me. Very cool, Ryan. Those are Ryan's new puppets. We've already had the ceremony where Mr. Goodman was put to rest, and the puppet was transferred to another hand, where Mr. Goodman has now, the old Mr. Goodman, the artist formerly known as Mr. Goodman, the puppet formerly known as Mr. Goodman, is now on Puppet Master Ty's hand, who calls him Mr. Brown. A puppet with an entirely different personality than Mr. Goodman.
Danger Hog, yes please.
If anybody else would like to call in and share their thoughts, please do.
I don't know how
Ryan
we
has
would
many
do that,
puppets.
though.
What's that?
Danger Hog's chat thing.
Danger Hog says, Ryan, my 5-year-old daughter Lilith has her own pod too. Party Hardy wants to do a spot on Danger Hog with you and puppets.
That sounds really fun, but I don't know how we would do that.
I think he just wants you to call into his show.
Okay, that sounds fun. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. That sounds fun.
The lovely Some Sense Password is calling in. Hello, honey.
Hi, Nonsense. It was a beautiful service. I'm really glad I could be here. And I look forward to meeting the newly inhabited body of the former Mr. Goodman, newly animated by Mr. Brown. And I look forward to seeing all of Ryan's puppets and all of their new antics that they'll get up to.
And if you want to check out those antics, you can check out Ryan's podcast here on Podbean, Ryan's Crazy Puppets, and on YouTube, Ryan's Crazy Puppets YT.
Boku Yami Yama Hog.
Buku Yami Yama Hog. Buku Yami Yama Hog. Buku Yami Yama Hog.
Yama Hog.
Buku Yama Yama Hog.
Hog.
If anyone else would like to call in, please do. The reception part was very important for Ryan.
Over on the refreshments table, you'll see we have mints, we have coffee, donuts, deviled eggs, potato salad, fried chicken.
whatever.
And actually, we have...
Or whatever it is you're into.
At the reception table, you can buy a clap, a coffee, a flower, a champagne, a gold mike, a crown, a diamond, or a yacht. Whichever one you would like to send to him.
Yes,
Don't
please
send it
leave
to me.
flowers by the altar and
Thanks for the coffee, J baby.
Oh my gosh, there are such what I did for you?
Thanks, buddy. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the coffee.
That will be a great comfort to Ryan in this period of transition.
I think he's in a good place, though. Got more puppets. The universe is expanding. The story is progressing. Everything is going good. Everything's going to be
One door
all right.
closes, another door opens.
If anybody would like to call
Ooh,
in
mothballs. Mothballs.
as part of the reception for Ryan, please do.
Yay. Actually, Ryan went to go get a snack, so I'll just be here for a while. He should be back soon, though.
Yes, we have bowls of mothballs available for all of the puppets present.
Actually, sorry, I already ate them all. But I can spit them out for you.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just order more next time.
Ryan, do the other puppets have anything to say about Mr. Goodman?
Ryan! Sure, we'll go get, some other puppets in here to talk about Mr. Goodman.
Okay.
Going in order of when I got them.
Okay. Statements about Mr. Goodman from people who knew him the best. Ryan's other crazy puppets.
Mr. Goodman was a good guy. For a while, until 2019, it was just me and him, the two puppets on the road. And that was really it. He was a good guy.
Is this Bon Bon?
Yes, of course it's me. Everyone knows me.
Bon Bon's
I'm
a
every
cat.
single girl's favorite puppet. Next puppet.
Very nice.
Yeah, Mr. Goodman was a really good guy. I liked my woke-up ceremony. He had a bunch of, vegan food, because I'm vegan. Hashtag vegan Gary. Mr. Goodman was a really good guy. I had no words for him, because he was speechless.
Thanks, Gary. That's Gary the dinosaur who's halfway in an egg.
Next puppet.
This is Piranha Plant. Very hard to understand. Seems aggressive, but very sweet.
Piranha Plant quite reminds me of the Little Shop of Horrors, in case you want to imagine. If you haven't seen Piranha Plant yet, you should go over to Ryan's YouTube channel and check them out. You can get a visual for all of these lovely puppets.
Actually, I have a really good April Fool's prank.
Yeah? What's that?
For April Fool's, next April Fool's, I'm gonna do, on my YouTube channel, a Piranha Plant Let's Play. So it'll just be a game with him going all day.
Nice.
Next puppet. Mr. Goodman was a really good guy. I really liked him. I gave life to him as he gave life to me, as Ryan gave life to all of us.
Who am I talking to?
It's me, Puppet Jesus.
Oh, it's Puppet Jesus. One of the most
Next
important
puppet.
characters of Ryan's Crazy Puppets.
Thank you, Puppet Jesus.
Mr. Goodman was a really good guy. I'm still trying to avenge him after what happened to Mecha Goodman. And, I've avenged him once as he died, as his body died. And then as his soul died with Mecha Goodman. I will avenge him though, as I am the strongest puppet, without arms or legs. But I have a rattle and venomous things.
Best luck with that, Skells the Snake.
OMG! Mr. Goodman was like okay, I guess, but he was kind of nice. He do me a welcome ceremony, but I really didn't like him. But OMG, he was like at least the nicest to me, apart from Piranha Plant and Jesus. But still, he was pretty nice. But I gotta go.
Matchy the gossipy match, still gossiping about Mr. Goodman, even though he's no longer with us.
John Goodman's puppet, thank you for the compliment. He's my best friend. Next puppet. I haven't met Mr. Goodman. I was here before he got me. By the way, my name's Spike. Hello.
Spike the new dragon.
Hi, Spike.
Hello. I'm Spike.
So what?
People keep on saying I sound annoying, and I keep on interrupting people. But I just want to be friendly.
It's okay, Spike. Have you done any flying lately?
No, I'm scared of flying.
That's too bad.
It's really scary. I haven't met Mr. Goodman either, but just want to congratulate him. Sounds like a good person. Too bad I didn't get to meet him. Oh yes, Mr. Goodman was a really good person. I haven't met him, but I'm sure he was. Yeah. That's all I have to say. Goodbye now, old chops.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Goodman was a really good person. I've Nancy, and that's really good. We actually still have the Mecha Goodman body. We put it back together, but his soul's lost. So would you like to see just some of the old recordings of Mecha Goodman?
Sure.
Okay.
I haven't turned them on yet, so I don't know what will happen.
Okay.
Power on. Hello, I'm Mecha Goodman. That didn't really work out. Okay, bye. I got to say words. Mr. Goodman was a puppet. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Go read my book. Gosh.
Thank you.
OMG!
Are those all the puppets?
We're still missing one, Eric.
Did somebody just call me Book? Mr. Goodman, he died right after I was invented. So I got a welcome ceremony. That was really good. Then he died the next day. That was really sad. He was really nice. One time he called me Book, and I did not like that.
Why are you so sensitive about being called Book?
Because it's not my name. I slap you every time you call me Book.
I never called you Book. A book with anger.
Don't call me Book. I'm out of here. You can go speak to Matchy because how bad you've been acting to me.
Do not dead name Book.
I haven't been getting much hate today, which is pretty good. Get out of here, Matchy. OMG, fine. Oh, he never understands.
we've had a ceremony here at the Second Church of Nonsense for Mr. Goodman, as he has now become Mr. Brown on another person's hand, that puppet master named Ty. And we've also had a live performance here by Ryan of Ryan's Crazy Puppets, a dear friend of the show, a co-producer of the Nonsense Password Lounge and the Church of Nonsense.
Actually, John Goodman, I have no sock puppets. They're all like real expensive puppets. They were really expensive. Especially Ted, Ted, the teddy bear with the deepest voice. He is my most technical puppet.
Do not underestimate the quality of these puppets.
And also,
Yeah, they're no soccer paper bag puppet.
Yeah, these are serious puppets. He's high quality. Ryan's high quality stuff. I'm opening up the phones again for anybody else who would like to call in. We'll have an after party. Thanks for the clap, Ralph. If anybody would like to call in.
Ryan, you are a young Jim Henson, who I love and admire very much, and it's good to know that somebody will carry on the tradition of high quality puppet productions.
Absolutely. Ryan's younger, something other than Jim Henson. Jim Henson will eventually be called an early version of Ryan.
Actually, Eric, I stepped on Wormy yesterday. Don't tell anyone. Nobody knows yet, but we don't need a funeral for a worm. But just know that I accidentally stepped on Wormy. Sorry about that.
Well, depending on what half of Wormy was stepped on, Wormy may survive and regenerate its other half.
I could hear his screams. I tried to sweep up his body, but even Wormy's immortal. I thought only Piranha Plant was the immortal puppet, and Jesus. Wormy isn't immortal. It's so sad.
I didn't realize you
had
a Wormy.
Oh yeah, it's just the book's little friend who sits on her shoulder.
I have a whole barrel full of worms that I care for. I feed them kitchen scraps, and in return, they make compost for my garden.
Huh.
I'm very sad for the loss of your late Wormy, though. R.I.P. Wormy.
Yeah, Sense actually ran out in the middle of the street during a rainstorm to save a worm recently.
Yeah, I hate seeing worms drowning in the gutter after a rainstorm.
Yeah, so if anyone would like to call in...
Yes,
Beautiful
if anybody
ceremony, guys.
If anybody else would like to call in, please do. Ryan was really interested in the reception part of this particular event. I hope you have all enjoyed this show so far. I hope you've enjoyed the ceremony and the live performance.
No music in the background.
I'll put some music on. We have the purest hog, Ralph William, calling in. Free Ralph William 2020. Hello, sir.
Greetings. How are you, everybody? What's going on, Ryan? Some sense.
We're doing great.
Hi, Ralph.
Hey.
What do you think of the ceremony, Ralph?
It was beautiful, man. I had to stop in mid-shower just to compose myself. It was very touching. But I was wondering if Ryan is going to do maybe like an action movie about the puppets. Is there a movie version coming out, or has he done it? I'm not sure. Just a question.
Well, the movie was stopped because of the coronavirus.
Oh no.
Damn. Okay.
But are you looking for that in the future?
Yeah, I'm looking forwards to that.
And
Yeah,
what's
he
the name of
gives
the YouTube channel? I'm trying to find it. Trying to see what it's called.
It's Ryan's Crazy Puppets YT. Mostly it's a puppets playing gaming videos. And sometimes they'll also play games.
Yeah, and they're really funny. The video game videos are hilarious. Ryan, for performing as two different puppets playing video games against each other is a pretty good time.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of my favorite videos, apart from Paco Plays Among the Sleep, because that was funny. I love how he screams and stuff. But yeah, it was. I just had my brother play while being quiet, and I spoke as Bon Bon and Bon Bon and Gary while playing.
That's awesome. I'm loving it. Well, I'll be
My YouTube channel is
looking.
Ryan's Crazy Puppets YT.
Yeah, it's really
Ryan's
funny. Ryan
Crazy
is
Puppets
hilarious.
IT. Okay.
Ryan is
I'm gonna look
hilarious.
for it.
Ryan's
He's got all
Crazy
the
Puppets
jokes.
YT.
YT.
As in YouTube.
Yeah, like YouTube.
Okay. Gotcha. Very good. All right, I'm gonna go and sub and take a look. And thank you very much, Nonsense, for the ceremony. I can't wait to see what you come up with next. It's very
cool.
nice. It's awesome.
Thank you,
Thank you
Ralph.
guys for having me. Gotta go do some laundry. It's Sunday. Thanks, Nonsense.
Thanks, Ralph.
Take
Thanks
care,
for calling
Ryan.
in. That was the purest hog, Ralph William, calling in. Free Ralph William. Whenever he's on, he's delisted right now. Look for my links to his show and other links. To get there, you can also find his show because he's still listed on the leaderboard.
You can also search the Ralph William, and it'll come up in the app.
Yeah, please
But
follow
you have to go to his profile.
Would anybody else like to call in and share their thoughts about the ceremony?
People are milling around, drinking coffee, chatting amongst themselves, normal funeral wake activities.
Yes, I hope everybody out there in the cult and also other listeners here of the Church of Nonsense are having a good time, wherever you are. You can wear whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want. Your only job is to be awesome and to find your own happiness.
Buku yummy yama hog. Did
Buku
somebody
yummy.
say chicken?
Boku Yama Yama Hog.
Looks like Ryan has left.
With his signature phrase.
He said, did somebody say chicken? And then he said, Buku Yama Yama Hog. So I guess now we're in the after party phase of the ceremony. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves.
Hey, Rome.
I'll play my track after party. That's sort of a division.
Thank you, bad role models.
And I hope you all
good to
found
hear.
something today that you can relate to. And I hope you've enjoyed Ryan, as I do. Ryan is hilarious. One night on a show, I asked if anybody has jokes, and everybody just started throwing jokes at me. And Ryan was just hilarious that night. He was killing it. But now we've reached the after party phase of the fun roll. I hope you all have very much enjoyed it. Let's just party. Let's not worry about anything anymore. We always go to new phases. We always go to new things. And there it is. Not an ending, but a reinvention. Not entirely unlike all the times we've had to reinvent ourselves the longer we are in our bodies. Those we make as we go through the phases of our lives, from children to young people to adults and having children of our own. And when we lose things and win things and have different things to do, we change, we restart, we find new beginnings, and when we're done doing what we do, whatever it is, it'll be a new adventure. I hope you enjoyed this special episode of Nonsense Password. Please check out the Nonsense Password Lounge. All Nonsense Password projects are at nonsensepassword.com. If you enjoy the show, please check out the live show, and please share the show. Please rate it wherever you can. iTunes, CastBox, wherever it happens. Podchaser. Help us grow this thing. Help us get more butts on the bean. Help us get up to more shenanigans. You only have one job, though, and that's to be awesome. And for being here, you will forever be cool. Buku Yama Yama Hog.